Just wondering, why is there a need for the vaccine to be delivered this way when there are already other alternatives in the world and done via nasal sprays, for instance?
Well, as you know, all our vaccine currently fighting against COVID-19 only prevent severe diseases. It never really can block the transmission. And since the outbreaks, there are a lot of conversation regarding how we can preventing the transmission. And one of the method is the mucosal immunization. And luckily, we have spent many years working on this technology. We're thrilled our effort being recognized. And in fact, our inhaled COVID-19 vaccine is the world's first inhaled vaccine being approved for use.
Talk to us about some of the challenges you faced in developing this vaccine.
Well, it is not an easy task. As I mentioned, we have spent many years working on this one, starting from the other airborne disease, such like tuberculosis. We have to figure out how precisely the vaccine can deliver to people and stimulate not antibody response, not only the cell-mediated immune response, but also the mucosal immune response. As you know, the airborne disease of a virus can get into human body through the airways. If we can put a first layer of the defense system in the airways, it effectively block the transmission. Then we can effectively stop the virus circulating in people. And of course, then we'll have less chance of mutation. So I think that's the hope for us to eventually end the pandemic through this mucosal immunization.
Xuefeng, it's Rashad in Hong Kong. What is the efficacy of this vaccination? Have you done any trials on that? What are you looking at? Is it perhaps as effective as the Sinovac that's used here in Hong Kong, for instance?
Well, we have done the clinical trials for our injectable vaccines, which is already WHO approved for emergency use listing. And the global efficacy trial for injectable vaccine has demonstrated our vaccine will have over around 65% efficacy only by single dose. And the immune response, which means the antibody titer and cell-mediated immune response, would be the major measurement of the efficacy. Certainly, we are using inhaled vaccine to compare to our efficacy trial for at least from the immune response perspective. So we only use 20% of our injectable vaccine through inhaled route delivery will actually give us like a comparable antibody and cell-mediated immune response. On top of those, we also provide very good mucosal immune response, such as the IgA immune response, which adding the third layer of protection. So that's what we see. I would say from the large trial we have done so far, over 10,000 subjects, we do see at least a comparable immune response and plus the mucosal immune response. So we are expecting the efficacy would be at least comparable or even better than our injectable ones.
Okay, so when one looks at the efficacy here, it doesn't stand as well as some of these mRNA vaccines. You're developing a candidate with regards to that particular type of immunization. Where are you with that? And secondly, would that also then perhaps morph into something which would be inhaled?
Well, our mRNA vaccine currently is in phase 2 clinical trial. We also worked on the mRNA technology platform for many years. Of course, we believe the viral vector, would, especially through the inhalation, would be the best way so far. And we will see how this will roll out. As you already aware, that government approved for the emergency use. And we will see how the efficacy would be. And also, I don't think the mRNA technology so far, by the current conventional, the formulation, will be able to stimulate mucosal immune response. So we have no plan to use the current formulation of mRNA in the mucosal delivery route.
Xuefeng, in your estimate, how early do you think we'll see that mRNA vaccine in China? Because so far all candidates have been pretty unsuccessful.
Well, I wouldn't be able to give that estimation, but I think our phase 2 clinical trial so far has moving very well. And with all this, data we have seen, I think our, safety profile certainly is very good. And we're looking forward to see the final results when it's ready.
Xuefeng, we're looking at your stock price, Cansino, trading down about 70% year to date. I mean, it does seem like investors are not really buying into the story. Are they underestimating the potential of the company?
Well, certainly, we're not the only COVID-19 vaccine producer. We have a very rich pipelines. As you may aware, we recently launched the quadrivalent meningococcal conjugate vaccine, which is the first one in Chinese market. And we're also talking to the international players and partners, even WHO, for both our COVID-19 and meningococcal conjugate vaccine for international market. And we also have a very rich pipeline, including pneumococcal diseases and pediatric combo vaccines. I think we certainly, have a high potential. Will be one of the major players in the vaccine field.
Now, Xuefeng, we've seen a lot of places going to lockdown, and a lot of people, of course, have been vaccinated in China. But the thing is, the rapid rate of that the vaccination program has also created a lot of people who need to be paid. Are you in that position as well?
As you know, the current vaccination program is supported by the government health fund. We don't see the policy will change, and certainly, we do whatever we can do. Our goal is to really stop the pandemic. I think people deserve a normal life, and economic deserve a normal growth, and we do whatever we can do.